Well, I've been sitting here wondering about this one page that I saw on YouTube. I'm not on YouTube, but on Facebook just the other day, and it's quite a disturbing story. So those who feel the tendency to rage and unleash it upon this article, feel free to. Now, I warn you, this is by far a very graphic article, just by the title alone. Feedback is more than welcome about this horrid subject. And before I even attempt to do this, I must prepare. I must prepare for the worst as I'm going to put in some nerve tonic before I start with this subject. Ugh. Even though this was last week. Still messed up upon messed up. Alright. Grandmother used sledgehammer, knife to kill baby. Prosecutors allege. By Karen Nelson and Matt Smith of CNN. I'm not too fond of this. I really don't want to read about this, but yeah, this right here, this right here is supposed to be a grandmother. Now, what kind of human being, if supposedly a human being, would do such a thing? Here we go. It says under the caption, Alfreda Giedroyc. That's what I'm going to pronounce it. Giedroyc has been charged with first-degree murder in the death of her 6-month-old granddaughter. Left to babysit her 6-month-old daughter, a suburban Chicago woman instead turned on the infant, bludgeoning her and cutting her throat. Prosecutors said Monday. Alfreda Giedroyc is being held without bail after a court appearance Monday afternoon. You have a face like that? I would let her have life if she hadn't already had life. She's being held without bail after a court appearance Monday afternoon, said Tondra Simonton, spokeswoman for the Cook County State's Attorney Office. She was charged with first-degree murder in the death of her granddaughter, Simonton said. The girl's father brought her to Giedroyc's home in the southwestern suburb of Oak Lawn on Sunday while he helped with repairs on a nearby home, Simonton told CNN. Her father and grandfather had stepped out of the grandparents' house for a short time when this horrific event took place. Oak Lawn police said in a written statement on the death. While her husband was away, Giedroyc laid the child on the floor, pulled a sledgehammer from a nearby closet, and swung it down on her head and body several times. She then picked up the baby and used a carving knife to slit her throat when she was still alive. Oak Lawn Detective Mike Kaufman said the 61-year-old expressed remorse for the child's death when questioned, and investigators have found no record of previous arrests or mental illness. Attempts to reach the public defender assigned to represent Giedroyc were unsuccessful Monday evening. Alright. First off, I want to say this. You are not a human. Worth living if you brutally, and I mean brutally, for no apparent reason, kill a baby. Especially if this woman looks as sickly as she is. I mean, you can tell on her face, something is wrong for her. Something is definitely wrong for her. Now, the funny thing is, I go by the universal code of respect all, harm none. This piece of filth right here that I'm looking at, this piece of filth does not deserve a part of that universal rule. She deserves the 10th level of hell. She needs to get her head brutally stabbed a couple of times, probably sledgehammered herself, probably kicked to the side, maybe have her limbs brutally chopped off. Her head should be on the fucking guillotine. No, that's what it is. Her head should be on the fucking guillotine for doing something like this. Because this is nuts. And I remember where I got it from. The guy says, you know, what manner is this? What possessed this woman to do something like this? There's no amount of possession that could say that there's something wrong with a waste of space like this who doesn't even cherish a 6-year-old baby. A 6-year-old baby deserves to be loved and nurtured. Shit like this happens because the parents, the men, left her there with the child by herself. First off, I would not leave a child there with somebody who really isn't all right in the head. I mean, there's no telling what this woman has went through. But I swear to God, she of all people do not deserve the satisfaction of getting life. She deserves to suffer. Not because, you know, you just killed an innocent with not only a sledgehammer, blunt trauma. That's blunt force to the head. And then you're going to slit the throat. Now, first off, not first off, but I had to add this because I am upset about this. I really am this upset about this. You just don't do that. I mean, I've been through something like that. I don't need to remind people, but I've been worse. I've been slapped with like a dumbbell a couple of times, blunt force, and I lived. But to do something like that, you use a sledgehammer to break the head, and then you're going to knife the child, just slit her throat, just because. This, I'm telling you, it's not the end times. No. And I feel the problem here is not that the world needs God. I don't feel it's that. I feel that if some reason, you can't trust your own family members to take care of one little thing, which is basically just that. Just to take care of a 6-year-old, just like that. It's just a sad. It's just sad. And I'm wondering, where the hell was the mother in all this? I mean, be responsible for your own child. If for some godforsaken reason you don't want the child, then you shouldn't even have a child. You shouldn't even have a baby. But again, I had to ask the question, where is the fucking mother in all this? I mean, if anything, the mother should be able to take care of the child. Not the grandmother. The grandmother is not supposed to take care of, the grandmother is not supposed to nurture a child. The mother is. The grandmother is supposed to spoil the child with love and everything. And I really do mean it. I have 2 nephews, right? One I've known since he was a kid. The other is his kid, which makes me his great uncle. And the thing about him is he's mischievous. And even though I tell him, no, go sit down, I tell him firmly, no, go sit down. I don't go for a freaking sledgehammer and break his brains wide open. Nor do I go for a knife and slit his throat. I can understand being firm about kids. You have to be firm with kids. You have to be firm but fair. But the sad thing is, here, that's not the case. They don't even say, as far as I know, they don't even say why she did it. I really want to see the. I really want to read the comments here. Let's see. Rotten hell. What the hell's wrong with people like this, and why does our country seem to be full of them? Very easy. Judicial system. Our judicial system is fucked. Selection bias per capita, not sure if it's more or less than most. It's just what makes the headlines. It's all it's seen more common. Don't know if it really is from a percentage standpoint. On the other hand, one of these individuals too many. I mean, some people say this is jaw dropping. I mean, some people says, "Oh, it doesn't shock." Yeah, something tells me you no, that this is more than jaw dropping. This is anger, and I'm feeling a lot of anger here. And that's another thing. In the time that the father and grandfather left the home, did this woman just snap with no warning? That's what I'm wondering. They never mentioned the fact that she snapped because she might have, like I said, it's a mental illness. Because, like I said, if you look at her face, something is wrong for her. Because let me just go back up here. If you look at her, if you can look at her face, something is wrong for her. She has bloodshot eyes, and quite possibly, she probably have like a freaking history of mental illness. Like she might have, I don't know, violent fits or something. But still, the one thing you should never do, and I'm going to be perfectly honest, don't ever leave a child. Don't ever, I repeat, do not ever leave a child that young with someone who might go ballistic on the first sign that they might do something they may truly regret. And like I said, where I got this from was from Facebook, so therefore I'm probably going to share the description. I'm probably going to share it in the description box. You can read for yourself, and of course, I want to hear what you think about this whole thing, because this right here, this is an issue. This is an issue. This is real stuff. And of course, there's nothing I can't stand in a bully. I can't stand bullies. This person is not a human. This person is a monster. This person is a demon. I could say whatever I want, damn well say about this fucking piece of shit. Because if you kill a life that basically is perfectly starting out, and it is basically related to you, you should not exist. You should rot in hell and get fucked with every inch of your fucking orifice. I don't care how old you are. You don't kill a child like that. No child should deserve this kind of death. I mean, no child should deserve this. I'm sorry. I mean, this is something that basically and yeah, there are worse stories than this, but this Oh, people. Hmm. I'm I'm gonna stop here. I'm going to basically catch my breath and yeah, I'll do something much more lighthearted.